Hey, Bill McRae here. I want to talk a little bit today about endorsement marketing. Um, I'll be known as the man with the bedroom office. Um, I'm going to move to Texas as soon as my wife and I get married here this next fall. We get married this summer. We're going to move in the fall, and I'll have a real office in our new place. So I'm excited about that. Excited about moving somewhere where the government's a little bit more conservative, like I am. But anyhow, what I want to talk to you about is branding and endorsement marketing. We all like this idea of being able to be this hidden guy, and we have this sales funnel that we get for free, and then we just go buy solo ads, and nobody really knows who we are, and we make all this money not being exposed in any way. The real fact is, if you look at the guys who are totally slaying it and doing very, very well, every single one of them is got their name, their face, and their notoriety um, invested into these programs that we're promoting, including myself, Ryan Maccabee, Rob Frazier, Ian Biggs. You name the people that are really doing very well, and you'll see that they'll have the personality thing or something going on that brands them to uh, their followers. I'm doing the same thing here by teaching people at the Traffic University about traffic. And one of the reasons why I'm putting a lot of emphasis on branding yourself and getting your videos out and integrating your videos with your email marketing is the days of just buying a solo ad, sending them to a nameless, faceless landing page, and then having them go through this process and then buying and never really having any sort of interaction with your client are coming to an end, because there are just so many people buying and selling and marketing, trying to make a living this way, or actually making a living in our case, that it's going to be less and less effective. And this happens in every single marketing thing you see online. Like t-shirts, T-Stream t-shirts was a huge deal 2 years ago. And I had friends who were doing millions of dollars in sales. Where did they all disappear to? Well, everyone started doing it, and as I started doing it, it became less and less effective. There were more and more violations of other people's patents and copyrights and stuff like that with t-shirts, and the whole thing imploded on itself. It was a victim of its own success. Now, the guys who were kind of the innovators of the process and the concept took their reputation and their notoriety and their likeliness into other business areas and are doing very, very well still. The nameless, faceless people that got into it to make a few dollars, well, honestly, they might have made some money, and now they're looking for something else to do. So, in all honesty, if you want to really be able to establish a long-term plan, which you should think that way, you shouldn't look at it as I'm just going to make a few $100s here and there, and you should be creating some sort of long-term vision for what you're doing. You're going to need to become a personality, and the reason why that's important is because as a personality, you'll be able to become an endorser of things. Now, I'm going to use a perfect example of my mentor, Frank Kern. Frank got into trouble with the Federal Trade Commission back in the early 2000s. And it was just, make $1 million by putting an ebook on ClickBank product that he did. And of course, many of us did, but not everybody. And of course, his sales letter said everybody who puts an ebook up on Facebook is going to make $1 million. Well, or not Facebook, but ClickBank. So the point is, he got in trouble with the FTC, but he just came right out and said to people, I can't do that. And he was really honest about it, and it kind of endeared people to him. And he started doing a lot of video marketing. He started doing a lot of different type of things where he was taking his personality and his professionalism and really coming out and sharing it in a very cool and informative way. And what that did to him is put him on a level of marketing where his name had insane value. That's why I paid $50,000 a year to mentor under him. And it was really worth it. I mean, he made me into a millionaire on a couple of occasions just by following his recommendations and stuff. So I'm sharing some of that with you now. No, I brand myself as a traffic expert and as someone who's not afraid to be seen, even though I've had my identity taken. I've had my name trashed by people online that are using it to make money and not actually delivering any product. I've had my reputation tarnished at all the forums because, look, if you're successful, everyone's going to hate you. And you can ask Ari Maccabee or Ian Big, any of these guys who are successful. And you know, they avoid those forums because there's nothing but haters there. And here we are in the public, proving to people that what we're doing works with the way we run our sales funnels and the way we have the transparency of the Facebook groups. And we're still hated. If you're successful, you're going to be hated. But here's what happens when Frank Kern sends out an email. Anybody on his email list feels like it needs to be read because of his reputation, because of his style, and because of the sort of money people have made using his products in the past, and the fact that he was above board transparent with everything. He became extremely, extremely high valued. His emails to this day, I don't get very many anymore because he's off into corporate consulting, which is a very lucrative field. And he worked himself that way by building his reputation on what he had and then leveraging that to get into bigger, higher end clients and stuff. Now, as a nameless, faceless marketer, because you don't want to do what I'm doing now and you don't want to share your personality or you don't want to be on video with some, you will increasingly become more a part of the crowd and less a part of the leadership. So, as uncomfortable as it may be to you, you have to find a way to stand out and to be a leader in order to maximize what you get. So when I send an email out, it gets open. When you send an email out, you bought a Udemy ad or you bought ads from us or whatever, you know, some people open and click it. They're going to be at the lower end of the spectrum. They don't know who you are. You can do all the things we recommend with videos and create an environment where people will begin to trust you. But then you got to follow through with that and deliver and not be afraid to be in an uncomfortable spot. Now, I've been on stage in front of thousands of people since the mid-90s, so I don't fear anything. You can make fun of my videos, you can laugh at me on stage, I don't care. I just don't care. I try to help people, and and I brand myself as a very open, honest, transparent guy. And I've been through a lot of shit. So if you want to know, ask, and I'll be honest with you. And people all the time will say, "Hey, will your traffic work for this product?" And I'll go, I'll look at it and I'll give them an honest answer. If it doesn't work, I don't say, "Oh yeah, buy anyway." I say, it really isn't going to work that way, because I want to be known as a guy who's transparent and honest. So figure out how you can brand yourself. If you want to be extraordinary, then just a little actions, a little bit at a time, are going to get you there. If you're not trying to be extraordinary, you're going to become increasingly ordinary. Does that make sense? Because so many people getting into mailing and so many nameless, faceless things, you got to find a way to stand out and be known if you want to really generate the sort of income that probably you want to generate. This is why some of these guys do so well. And this environment is pretty new to me too. I did the email and I did the public speaking, and I've done a lot of things where I was very overt, but for the last 5 years I've been underground because I hated seeing my name trashed. But I'm going to come out with some products, and what they're going to help you do is promote based on endorsements or perceived endorsements. And we'll talk about that later. But build your own brand. Build it consistently. and then start to integrate that into your day-to-day marketing. And suddenly that email you buy, whether it's from me or from Paul or from somebody at Udemy or wherever it is going to become more effective because your name gets to have, it gives you a ton of additional traction and value. And they'll start to like and trust you. I'm telling you, you might have to do some things you're uncomfortable with. And those who take this advice, are going to be the ones who will be the leaders for tomorrow. And you've heard Ari McAvee and you've heard Ian say, we're not just helping people make money, we're building leaders who will lead the industry. And if you want to be a leader, and if you want to be where the extraordinary money is, or if you want to even be in the game, getting your emails open and read and clicked on, you might have to do something you're not really comfortable with. Good luck.